Born to ride. Head down the highway, byways, life little pleasures. Come on, girl. Gotta ride. Head down the highway, byways, I like little pleasures. Girl, born to ride all night long.
Welcome to Sting Ray Live, and we got T Blue here, and we're gonna do a little interview with him. And I got the footage of him jamming on a few songs, and they sound really good, and you're gonna love them. So, all right, T Blue, sorry about that. So how's it going?
Oh, just dealing with the madness. Like I said, it's a crazy music world out here in the Tampa Bay area. You know, there's a lot of clubs come and go, and new guy comes in, tells you how he wants to run it, and I try to tell him how it's done here in Tampa Bay. It's not like in Chicago up north. It's a totally different ballgame here in Tampa. It's the people, you know, you've got a variety of people that come out here in Florida, and if you don't make them happy, they walk out of the club, and the club owner looks at you like, you know, what the fuck, you know, like, damn, I gotta pay you.
Yeah.
And I said, let's let me do my thing, and the people will stay. But you know, a lot of club owners want to run it their way, and they go belly up, and you know, they're out the door. I'm still here, and it's amazing. Like I said, I could write a book on all these clubs I played at that come and go, and you know, it's a shame that people just stick around and listen to the people that have been working the area.
Yeah.
And stay in business longer. But like I said, they just look at us musicians like we're a bunch of potheads smoking something. So
Yeah.
it's not a good scene. But I'm still here surviving it, still dealing with the madness. People have come and gone. I'm still here.
That's good.
It's a good sign. It's got to be a good sign.
Yeah. It's gonna get better too, because my goal is to get the music scene back out.
Yeah, because I tell you, these DJs, especially down in Hyde Park and Ybor City, they make more money than us band people do, which is a damn shame.
Yeah.
Quite a few times I'm out of the club at 3 o'clock in the morning, the DJ's coming out of the next building with just a briefcase in his hand and a fistful of dollars, a choke a horse. And I'm like looking at me, pulling out my Marshall, my Fender Twin into the car and lugging all this equipment, and he's just walking out there. Hey, T Blue, how much you make tonight? And I'm like, oh, here we go. He's gonna rub it in my face. So I had $400 for the band. How much you make? I made $400 for myself. I said, what? A DJ gonna get $400 just for spinning a few turntables. I mean, that's like on the low side, actually. A lot of DJs get paid a lot more than that, actually. From what I hear, I don't know. But maybe I should be a DJ. Make some more money. Bigger money. More money. More money.
Yeah. I'm not gonna stoop down to that level. Yeah, my goal is to change a lot of that and make real music come back. People like those that work hard and learn to play the songs and write new stuff, and we need to be seen.
Yeah, you would think so, but like I said, unless somebody, you know, like a good example was going back in the day here, when the Blues Brothers came out with their the movie. The first one was good when it pumped up the blues a lot, and then the second one came out and gave it another shot in the arm for the pump up the blues, and then it died out, you know. So unless another movie comes out that they appreciate rock and roll or live music out here, it's almost dying feed when you got people like, you know, these girls out there, not Britney, well, I got Britney Spears and Madonna, and you got Beyonce promoting the DJs because they want to get their records played. So they say, hey, Mr. DJ, play my song, you know. So it's all this DJ thing entwined with the top 40 stuff that's on the radio. So the DJ all of a sudden gets put on a big pedestal with the little guitar man gets down here and he's up here. And so it's a little phenomenon that we got to somehow break away with, but I don't know how it's going to be done unless, like I said, it's done on a big market scale.
Well, give us some history about you.
Well, I was born and raised in New York City, in the Bronx, New York, 137th Street and 3rd Avenue, and born in the Lincoln Hospital over there. right up to about 9 years old. About 10 years old, my folks decided to get me out of the city because I was becoming a street hoodlum out there. And I love to hang out in the streets. I tell you, it was one of my best years of growing up in New York, man. You learn real fast out in the streets, man. You learn on what side of the street to walk on, what to avoid, or you get your ass kicked, literally, So you learn real quick as a kid, how the do's and don'ts of the life and stuff. But they took me out of that and brought me into Massachusetts out there. I lived out there in the country for a while, and I had the fever for the city still, so I went into Boston and jammed out with a lot of the local yokels out there, and met a good friend of mine, John Butcher Axis, which he was on Polydor Records back in the 80s, and going back before that with Polydor Records, and he went with Capitol Records, but it's fun because we would all hang out in the same clubs, and people like Peter Wolf and Jay Giles would hang out this little club called Bun Righties, and the rest gather in Boston, and we all just like mingled together with no ego trip, just all talking and jamming together. It was a beautiful scene back then in the 80s. Everybody got along real nice. And it's funny because Jay Giles had put us underneath their wings, and we opened up from 20 different cities up there, and the biggest one I remember was Foxborough Stadium. It was over 46,000 people that showed up, and we hit that first chord, and you hear this sound like a lion coming at you, and I said, what the hell's that sound? It's like, man, kid, you never been on this big stage before? Nah. It's like, that sounds weird. It's like, that's the people. They're coming back to you, and they like your stuff. You hear that roar, they're like, you kidding me? What that sound. It's a beautiful sound when you first hear it. It's like, whoa, okay. But yeah, after that I got the fever and decided the music business is for me. I'm gonna stick with it, and stuck with it ever since. And, since 12 years old, been playing out there, and it's amazing. Amazing.
I'm going to be doing a CD pretty soon. I'm going to be doing a double set. We talked about it before.
Oh, yes.
The second CD is going to have a special guest. I want you to play one song with me.
Yeah, you told me about that. Yeah.
So
when's that going to come about?
We're going to start it, getting it going pretty soon. So I want to get you come in the studio, and you can come up with some stuff.
Yeah, that sounds like fun.
Get a little bit like a heavy metal blues.
Right. Yeah, so gotta unite the two of them together. You never know what might come out of it.
Yeah, something like Crossroads.
Yeah, that's a really nice one. I kind of like what Metallica did with the old Bob Seger song there, Turn the Page. That came out sweet for an old song, for those cats to give it that nice metal flavor to it.
Definitely.
Real tasty.
Yeah, Turn the Page was my first song I ever played on guitar on that 12-string right over there.
See that? Not bad. Little instant karma come back for sure.
Yeah. So what do you think of the studio?
I tell you, I don't know how much time you put in. It sounded like you put in like a couple of years of work into this thing. It's a lot of work.
3 days a week, 2 to 3 hours a day for a whole year.
I don't know how you do it, man. I would have pulled all my hair out by now. Like, hey.
I'm a workaholic.
For sure, I know it's so hard, especially if you're trying to run a business and you're trying to do your music, and then you're trying to keep a relationship, and then you're trying to do this. It's a lot to juggle.
Yeah.
It is. A lot of people don't look at that. They just look at us playing on stage. Oh man, he must have it made in the shade. He's having fun. What you talking about? He's got problems. What?
Well, my goal is trying to get the music back together, so and help all you guys out that play really hard.
Yeah, we've been doing a long time. Like I said, back in the day when we had corporate sponsors, and I was with Pabst Blue Ribbon beer. I know it's not too popular, but back in the day they were getting pretty up there. And I had Brian Flick was running the distribution here in Tampa Bay, and he put me underneath his wing, and we had the banner up on stage, and he was pumping it up and giving me $700 a month to pump up the whole thing, and was really good. And Jimmy Furman from Furman Chevrolet was one of my sponsors back in the 90s, and myself was on the radio and TV, doing little TV commercials with the I know it's kind of I don't know what the word is,
cheesy?
Is it T Blue? He's in the parking lot with his guitar, and the guy's talking about selling this car, and I'm over in the background just playing it. And so, I mean, it's kind of cheesy, and it's kind of, but at the same time, your face and your name is out there in the public all the time.
Yeah.
So it brought people to the shows that would never come into my shows, and said, "Oh, T Blue, I've seen him on TV on a commercial. Let's go and see him over here down the street." It's silly things like that work, though. But I got to start doing more of that again, because I know that the numbers were big when they come out like that. And today, as you know, and quite a few other people that have been in the business know, it's all numbers game. It's not really the music or your talent or how fast your fingers can go. It's the numbers you bring in through the door that the club owner thinks you're good. If you're not, you could be the best musician around. If you only have 4 people to show up to your show, we got to get rid of this guy. Yeah, this is something. We got to pay him? Oh my God. Get rid of him. But if you could be in there playing the spoons, and you got 200 people show up just to see you play spoons, and well, hey, that's a good guy, man. He's real good, man. I'm going to keep this guy. That's numbers. It's all a numbers game. It's not how fast your fingers move or how your voice. It's sad. It's all a numbers game. It's not really talent anymore. It's a shame, but that's reality out here.
Yeah.
Well, maybe next time around we could do a little jamming.
Okay.
If you feel better next time, we'll
Oh, yeah.
strap it on and sock it to them.
I'm a little rushy right now because I've been trying to get the show going, and then I got this gig with the island, and there's a lot of things have been on my plate. And I got the tour coming up, and which Live Nation is actually sponsoring it.
All right.
And but they moved it to January now of 2015 because they need the time to set up as 30 bands.
And most bands would break up by that time. They disappeared.
We got 3 months to get it all set up and everything, so and it's going to support all different kinds of music.
Well, I hope it all works out, because I said we need a shot in the arm here in Tampa Bay with the music scene for sure. There's a lot of good talented people out there, but nobody knows them, and then they might have heard the name or two, and then it just one ear and out the other, and they're off doing their own business. And so we got to promote it a little bit more constantly on a regular basis, and it sinks into people's ears because people are so their mind span is almost like 5 seconds these days. You tell somebody something, and 10 seconds later you forgot what you just told them.
Yeah.
Where you playing at? I just told you.
I noticed you got long fingernails.
Yeah, everybody always says, "What's the matter with you, boy? You're missing a finger." I always tell people, my girl bit it off. She got pissed off at me one night. Ooh, that must have hurt. I said, "No, I'm glad she took that off and set something else off." But
I had to chop my fingers because I guess the way I play, I'm more of a metal guy.
yeah, I need all the since I'm missing that finger, I need the fingernails to get those other notes that I'm missing with this finger. So I think I move a little bit faster. Get the make up for the lost. Yeah, but yeah, the good Lord gives you what you got, and you do the best you can with what you got.
Yeah.
That's what I say.
Well, I gotta say you're good at what you do. So.
Gotta keep on keeping on. For sure.
Well, I want to hear one more song.
One more?
One more.
Man, I wish you could jam out with me. I wish your bass player was still around. Get him up here. But yeah, I'll do one more song, and then I'm gonna head down the road. I gotta see 2 other club owners. I gotta talk some turkey here because I got 2 weeks here of open nights. So I gotta fill up here somehow, some way.
Well,
So,
next time you come on, you bring your band, and we'll be actually on air on an actual cable station. And
let the people know. We go to Facebook, TEE Blue, and the number 7, and kick right into mine. Play in your backyard or barbecue, and we'll do it. All right.
Come on, baby, don't you want? Come lightning. Go Rays, go Rays. Sweet home Tampa Bay.
Well, that was T Blue. Thank you for coming on the stage.
Absolutely,
and
brother.
the show and jamming.
Sweet.
So,
All right, we'll do it again and
that sounds good.
Do the boogie.
All right.